Is the Anonymous Republic Network. Oh man, could you? I mean, could you imagine everybody's freaking the fuck out over Joe Rogan's podcast, man? Holy crap, dude! It is fucking funny, man. It is goddamn funny. You got these celebs and the mainstream media and these doctor nuts from the big pharma and shit, all these left-wing libtards and shit, freaking the hell out, I mean, I'm laughing about it because here's something that nobody understands on the left. Joe Rogan doesn't give a fuck. I've been watching this guy on his podcast for a long time. The guy is very smart, okay? Sharon Stone called him an asshole. This is the actress who showed her pussy on Basic Instinct, and it's been in the back of our minds for nearly 30 fucking years. Now that pussy looks like a half of a dying prune with the seed missing. Imagine that shit, though. I've been laughing my ass off for a while now because you got Neil Young, who is freaking the fuck out, is demanding that Spotify removes Joe Rogan's podcast or remove his music. But here's the thing. Joe Rogan is making $500 million, okay? $500 million. And when you pay somebody like that, because YouTube is really getting to that point where it's I mean, they don't know whether to ban you for your shit like they did with Dan Bongino. Because it's one of those things where if you look at who got banned on social media within the last 10 years now. Now you have Gavin McInnes, who was banned from Twitter by Yiannopoulos, Roger Stone, and the list goes on and on. And which that son of a bitch says that Joe Rogan announced that he took horse dewormer. But yet, he had got roasted in his face on the podcast. He went back on CNN, but yet he had to. Oh, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Jeff Zucker has resigned as head of CNN. He resigned. Months after got Chris Fredo Cuomo left, well, basically he got fired. And what else is CNN is hiding? I bet there's more. But here we got Joe Rogan, who has podcasts on YouTube, and he had guests that were memorable. He had Alex Jones, he had Elon Musk, he had Tim Cook, he had took people from Twitter, Well, one of them, no, no, I don't, one of them, Jack Dorsey, who no longer works for Twitter. He left Twitter. And when he signed up the contract for Spotify, he had a couple of perks he wanted. Guests of his choosing. One of them was Alex Jones. And Joe Rogan had that doctor, that scientist doctor, that was where the interview was banned. It was banned on Facebook, banned on Twitter, it was banned on YouTube, but the doctor himself was booted off of Twitter. Now, imagine that shit, right? Imagine that. You're Joe Rogan and you're interviewing guys, people like that Peterson guy. Peterson. That leftist cunts don't like very, very much. Anybody who has common sense. Now, I'm going to stop right here. I want this video to really, really rattle some cages where both sides of the aisle, that's on YouTube here. I mean, we both got people on the left and the right here on YouTube. Don't fucking matter. I want this video to be a discussion type of video here. And I want this to be where I don't care if someone complains, bitches and whines. I don't care who gets offended. If you're offended, good. I'm doing my fucking job. I'm doing my fucking job. See, again, Joe Rogan, dude, is up there with Tom McDonald. Okay? He's up there with Tom McDonald, whose rap videos is really rattling some cages in the industry. Oh, man. Tom McDonald's videos are doing some shit, dude. It is rattling some cages, ruffling some feathers. It's pissing off a lot of hip-hop people, but like, I give a shit. It needs to happen, man. I tell you, it needs to happen. So, now, Jordan Peterson's the guy. He interviewed Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is the guy that he's the guy that has zero fucks for anybody on the left. If you're an SJW, good luck. Because Jordan Peterson has zero fucks for your fucking feelings, man. Holy shit, dude. You know, I mean, Neil Young, I mean, come on. Everybody's pissed off at Joe Rogan. They're saying, well, he's killing people with misinformation. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there, folks, okay? We all do research, right? We research so we can get the information we need, right? We research on COVID. We research on the vaccines. We research on the boosters. Okay? Nothing wrong with a little bit of medical research. But if we do find anything interesting, it seems that people start whining and crying and bitching and moping because when we talk about a few things, like, look, I announced in December. End of December. I got my first shot. I announced that I was going to become my own very own guinea pig. I took the shot. Now, I did. Someone told me, they commented on one of the videos that I did, talk about the first shot, and they tell me, please don't take the second shot. Please don't. Well, I did take the second shot. I did. And I am doing fine. But after you get the second shot, you gotta wait 6 fucking months for the goddamn booster. Will I get it? But it's also funny that you gotta let the shit, the vaccine shit, do their job. Hey, Dr. Fraudchi, I got some advice for you. I'm so emotionally constipated, I haven't given a shit in days. But it seems that my middle finger is the only answer to everything. Rogan is a intelligent guy. He ain't stupid. He ain't dumb. Spotify into censoring Joe Rogan, dude. You cannot... Look, here's one thing that a government cannot do, and that's regulate podcasting. Podcasting is like satellite radio. You cannot regulate it. It's a good thing. And but I did take the second shot. I'm sorry, kind of tongue-tied. But I did get the second shot. Gotta wait 6 months. I'm doing good. I went for a walk Tuesday. Did some errands, pay some bills, and I'm really starting to like eating salads. You know, gluten-free salads, shit like that. You know, the organic salads. You know, but the Libtards are freaking the fuck out, man. I tell you. And but I want this video to be something where you guys comment. I want to read your comments. I want to hear your thoughts in this shit, dude. I want to read your comments. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You know. Because, you know, I'm too old for childish shit, you know. I'm 46 years old and just turned 46. I'm a handsome 46-year-old guy. You know, and but I've been a big fan of Joe Rogan for a long time, since his days hosting Fear Factor, dude. And he's a comedian. He also does UFC. Does the play-by-play of UFC and shit. But, you know, look, these celebrities if you're a celebrity, okay, and you know nothing of what's going on. Nothing. Just because you're in the industry don't mean you know what the hell you're talking about. Like Dr. Fauci. The motherfucker got caught lying to Congress. Okay? This cocksucker got caught lying to Congress by his own people. They said he lied to Congress. He lied to everybody. He's lying. He lied big time, man. Big time. Holy fucking jumping shitballs, dude. What the fuck, man? You know, I mean, it's one thing that when you lie and you on TV almost every fucking night doing your fucking propaganda, thinking you're the next Edward Bernays and shit, the godfather of propaganda, you know. And I don't know what the hell's going on, you know, but I do know that Dr. Fauci is lying to everybody. No, I think that he should be fired as a director of the NIH, you know. He's been lying for the last, I would say 40 years, man. Shit, 40 years, man. To everybody. And he was colluding with somebody at Pfizer because there's a lot of doctors and scientists that have been calling him out, saying he's full of shit. And there are also some scientists and doctors that were banned from Twitter and Facebook and shit like that because they were accused of misinformation. Now, a lot of us are starting to wake up here, you know. A lot of us starting to really wake up, you know. But I've been awake since God knows when. What, you know. Because, you know, I'm a Gen Xer. Got zero fuck for anybody's feelings. You know, I don't care about your feelings if you're offended. I love my generation. I love my generation very much. I mean, we get along great, you know. You got these little whiners that got their little, we want our safe space. Well, guess what? Safe spaces are like patriarchy, fossil fuel, and global warming. They don't exist. I'll say it again. Safe space, patriarchy, fossil fuel, and global warming have one thing in common. They do not fucking exist. But you know what does exist? My generation had mosh pits and stage dives. If we got hurt, we got our asses up, dust ourselves off, and we did it again. We did it again. But we also, growing up, our parents beat our asses into next week so damn much, we're actually missing a decade, really. We were before the internet. Not after, but we were before the internet. Now, you got all these libtards in Hollywood and the media and shit like that, you know, whining and bitching and moping. Oh, Joe Rogan, misinformation, going to kill you. No, he's not. No, he's not. Just because the guy is smart and very intelligent guy, he ain't stupid. He knows that everybody's out there just pissed off at him because he's being honest with everybody. You know, he doesn't give a fuck about anybody's feelings and shit. You know what? Neil Young, man, holy crap! This guy is, you know, the asshole of the '60s, dude. You know, he would. It seems that anybody who's in that age, like Neil Young and fucking that skanky bitch. Uh, who's that actress? I mean, come on, man. They are scared shitless because they think in their little warped mind, in their little warped world, that Joe Rogan is spreading misinformation. Number one, there's nothing wrong, okay? There is absolutely nothing wrong doing a little bit of research. Nothing wrong with that. And it's pissing them off because when we research something important and we just look for something, do a little research, these libtard cunts on the left, these SJWs in the media and shit like that, they are whining and pissing and moping. I mean, even Stephen Colbert, dude. I mean, that guy was relevant when he was on Comedy Central. Now he's on CBS. Now he's irrelevant. Talking crap like, Joe Rogan, he's spreading out misinformation. He's out there trying to kill some. It's all it is. It's left-wing media propaganda. And because, Donald Trump's niece had a podcast on Spotify, and guess what? She pulled that too. Donald Trump's niece had a podcast on Spotify, and she pulled it from Spotify. Neil Young pulled his music. No, wait. Spotify pulled his music from their platform. Because it's just that when you have people like Jordan Peterson, and you have people like Tim, he was interviewing a doctor, a scientist that was involved in some testing, and he got banned by Twitter, from Twitter. Same doctor that, he ain't stupid, man. But he's freaking out the left. He's freaking out the SJWs and shit. He's freaking out a lot of people, but the guy doesn't give a fuck. He's a smart, intelligent guy. Well fit for his age. He's older than me by 10 years. No, by I'll say about by a few years, but but he's in his early 50s, man. He's in his 50s, well-built guy, man, but he ain't stupid, man. He ain't stupid, dude. He ain't dumb. And he's freaking out a lot of people on the left, in Hollywood, in the music industry. Come on, man. If you're so afraid, if you're so afraid of somebody that's a guy that's intelligent, does his research and shit, talks about it, and he had Sanjay Gupta shaking in his loafers on his podcast, man. On his podcast, man. And he was afraid of Joe Rogan, dude. He was afraid that Joe Rogan might just come across and whack him one. Nah, the dude's laid back, man. The guy smokes pot, dude, and he does the USC thing, and it does this podcast, dude. Joe Rogan's a laid back dude, man. He's a laid back dude. A laid back dude, man. He's laid back, dude. Come on, man. You can't say, well, we need to censor him. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. If I was running a platform like Spotify, I would never cave to nobody. Just because they're bitching and whining don't mean I'm gonna cave to those cocksuckers, okay? You have the right to get your own opinion, but not your own facts, okay? Okay? You know, it's funny because I like Joe Rogan. I watch his podcast all the time, and it gets gooder. It gets better and better each time I watch his podcast. Man, he had Jordan Peterson on his podcast. Dude, Jordan Peterson does not give a shit about the SCW. Dude, does not give a flying